What's working on YouTube right now?
Seems like podcasts, and then you clip them up and you post shorts. So
Okay.
long form, over an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Like we found recently that like 3 hour long podcasts, kind of like the sweet spot. And then clipping those up into shorts. And we A/B test on TikTok, we A/B test on Instagram, we see what does well, and then we figure out what we post on YouTube.
Yeah, define what A/B testing is and how you actually A/B test on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, so we'll post a lot of clips. So we post about 2, sometimes 3 clips a day on TikTok or Instagram, and we'll see which ones do well. If we post a clip and we think this should have done well and it doesn't, we'll look at that clip and we'll say, well, maybe the intro, you just lost some people there. Like halfway through, there's a boring part, we could clip that out, kind of hone it in, sometimes post it again. And if that does better, then we figure out the best performing videos of those, and then we could post those on YouTube. Like we want to be selective with YouTube.
One of the people you collab with said, ask Graham about his custom hooks strategy. What's that?
Custom hook strategy. Oh, Josh. Hey, Josh. Yeah, so Josh will sometimes tell me to say certain things at the beginning of a clip. So if we're in a podcast setting, sometimes it'll lead into a conversation where I don't have to ask the question. The guest might just unprompted say something. But you need a hook for TikTok or Shorts. You can't just have the guest start talking about something. So for me, he'll say, Graham, I need you to go and say this word. I can't believe you did that. Or how did you get arrested? Or just some hook in the beginning that, you know, when people are scrolling, they'll want to stop and keep watching.
Super smart. So after you have the full podcast recorded, separately, you think about what is a lead in for that. And I think he sent me an example that was Grant Cardone talking maybe about his private jet. And you shot a clip that better teed up what Grant Cardone was about to go in. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So in that one was unique because Josh was with us in the room and we were doing the podcast and he was behind the cameras taking notes. So if there's an interesting segment, he could tell me afterwards, Graham, I just want you to ask this question again. And we could place that question in the podcast to make it look like I'm asking that question. Maybe I didn't phrase it. Sometimes I stutter, ums and ahs. It just doesn't sound good. So I could refilm those certain little clips.
Yeah. So post-production, you're recording a custom hook to better have that content go viral. What is, once you test on TikTok and Instagram, do you know how many clips you're posting on Iced Coffee Hour, for example? How many episodes a week do you do long form, and how many shorts are you posting that make it to the channel?
Yeah, 1 episode a week, every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. And if it's delayed, something went wrong. So if it posts later than 9, it's a rendering problem.
Yeah.
And then how many shorts we post? I would say at the most 4. Usually it's 2 to 3 a week. And that sometimes depends on the performance of the last clips. Like if we have one clip that's like doing really well, we'll sometimes let that ride out. And so we'll skip posting of a clip, but usually it's 3.
So you are trying to go quality over quantity by the time it reaches YouTube.
Yeah.
You're letting the quantity be on TikTok and Instagram and only putting the best of the best on YouTube.
Yeah. I've noticed that on TikTok and Instagram, the performance of the prior video doesn't matter as much as on YouTube. Like YouTube is very much a momentum-based platform where if you post a good video, your next video is going to give you even more views. And so you could compound on that. And then if the next video gets more views, your next video is going to get even more views. And if you tee it up correctly, it'll just it's like a snowball effect. Whereas on TikTok, you could have one video that does really well, the next one does horrible, and then the next one does really well. So it's like each video is its own thing. So it doesn't matter as much. So you could kind of blast TikTok with whatever and it doesn't really matter.
So a better place to split test. And it's like conspiracy theories. People are mad. There's all kinds of YouTube videos titled YouTube Shorts killed my channel. YouTube Shorts are ruining YouTube. And then the debate is my long form views went down because I started doing shorts, or if I do shorts only, you're creating a split audience or divided audience. It seems that your experience is busting all of those myths, but what is your reaction to all of that conversation that's happening?
Yeah, yes and no. I've been told that shorts should not impact long form views. And I'm also told that someone needs to see, and I heard this like a year ago, like 7 shorts to be recommended one of your long form. So it's not like someone's going to scroll across one short, watch it, and then start getting your long form and then not click on it and then affect your views. I have noticed on my main channel though, long form views did go down when I was posting shorts. Overall subscriber growth went up and overall views went up, but my long form videos were not having the same long tailness when I was posting shorts. But on the Iced Coffee Hour, we ended up getting more views on long form, more views on shorts, more subscribers. So I'm a bit split on it. I think overall it's working and it does a good job. But yeah, on my main channel, I've certainly seen less long form views. So I don't know what to say.
And your Iced Coffee Hour channel is a video podcast channel that is, in a way, perfectly aligned. Clips from the show as well as long form of the show. I would imagine you're using the related video feature where they could watch the full episode. And you can't use the related video feature on a short to a video that's not on the same channel.
No, you can't. So it's got to be uploaded.
It's got to actually be on the channel. But so an Iced Coffee Hour, it would sound like it's perfectly aligned, to some degree. Whereas I also noticed on your main channel, you're using Iced Coffee clips sometimes.
Some of them.
Yeah.
But I link them back to other videos that are relevant on my main channel. The conversion on that click-through for like related videos is horrible though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really bad. So in the beginning, when they allowed for like hyperlinks to be placed in a short, we would get about 1 to 2% conversion, 3% if it blew all of our expectations. We would do a pinned comment, say, if you want to watch the full video, click here. That had such higher conversion than that related video. No one clicks on the related video, I found. So it's like under 1% of people. In most of our cases, it's like under 0.5%. So
well,
it's
not
really
only that,
bad.
you can actually in analytics see also the watch time correlated to where the traffic comes from, which makes you think when you're in a shorts mindset, you're looking for that quick dopamine hit. So even if you do click through, the question is, would you linger and then watch a 3-hour episode? As opposed to starting knowing that I'm going to turn this on and work out and do stuff and go on a drive and whatever. I want to just chill and listen to this whole thing.
I just thought of this. This would be incredible. If you could hyperlink from that short to the exact timestamp where people left off or clicked. Because right now, when you click on that little short thing, it takes you to the beginning of the video. But imagine you're on the short, you click to it, and you're at the same spot in the long form video. So you just like watch an extended version. That would be incredible.
It's super
They don't
smart.
allow you to do that.
Yeah, it goes deeper.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have friends to you, have you had any friends come to you or just people or maybe someone at an event and ever ask you advice for starting a YouTube channel?
Yeah, all the time. And it's usually people who don't have any videos.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, I want to do this. How do I do it? And
okay.
Just start.
So when someone comes to you, what factors lead you to believe they will or won't be successful if you have a conversation with like a friend who is like, oh, Graham, I see what you're doing. I want to start a YouTube channel. I mean, I know you might give them advice of just starting, but if you ask them a few questions, is there any factors you think that goes, man, I think this person has a shot? Or if you go, I think they're just kind of dreaming, but maybe they don't know what it takes.
I usually don't like giving advice because I feel like I'm just wasting time. And if I spent, 5 minutes giving everyone advice who asks like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, I just waste so much time. So I just tell people, post 20 videos and then ask me. No one posts 20 videos.
Yeah.
So it's a good filter. Like if someone's willing to spend the time figuring out how to make 20 videos on their own and then comes to me, hey, I did 20 videos. Here's what I found. Like, then it's different. But if they're just coming at me as like, hey, I want to make a YouTube channel, give me advice, make 20 videos. It's like, that's the minimum barrier to entry. And then I'm happy to help. But like, until you've done that,
that's a good filter.
There's no point.
Yeah, because the information could go in one ear, but out the other. But the 20 video test is then like, now that's a good entry point to now let's talk. What's the biggest mistake you see new creators make?
They don't look objectively at their content and they're like, oh, it's so awesome because I'm the one who did it and everyone wants to watch me. But when you look at their video, it sucks. And it's like, would you watch your own video? If you were a stranger, why would you care to watch this? You wouldn't. It's a crap video. And they don't look objectively and just think, is this something a stranger, would they care about watching this? No. So don't post it. So you really have to look objectively and think like, what am I offering to somebody else? If you're posting just for the sake of like, because you want to be on camera and you think everyone cares about what you have to say, they don't. People have their own problems. They want to be entertained. They want to learn something. They're coming to YouTube because they want something. And usually that something is really funny entertainment. It's something that they could learn. It's something that they can improve themselves with. If you're not offering anything, there's no reason for people to watch. So you really have to think of what the viewer wants and how you could provide that to them. It's really about the viewer. It's not about you at all. So it's like, what could you give other people? And you have to think of that first.
What's the biggest myth people believe about being a successful YouTuber like yourself?
The biggest compliment I would say is that you just turn on the camera and talk, which makes it seem very easy. Like, oh, you could just flip on the camera and talk for 10 minutes and then post it. There's a lot of work that goes on the back end. I would say for every main channel video I do, there's at least 12 hours of work.
Okay.
Like minimum that goes into 12 minutes. So when you think it's like an hour a minute of work when it comes to like planning, filming, editing, title, thumbnail, oh, that's on top of it. So there's probably 15 hours of work per video. Minimum. And then for a podcast, sometimes it's days of work.
If you enjoyed this podcast and are ready for some deep dive YouTube strategy, just go to thinkmasterclass.com to get access to my 1 hour on-demand YouTube strategy class. You'll be looking over my shoulder as I share my best tips, and you can watch it on demand right now at thinkmasterclass.com.